we are on the final day of this FDP, that is day 5, and we are into the session number 1. So the session number 1 or today's session will be on intellectual property toolkit for an innovator. So with us we are having Dr. Sandesh Kamath B, Independent Laboratory and Innovation Consultant, Mangaluru. So I welcome all the participants and you, sir. So to introduce you and welcome you for the session, I request our Professor Srinivas Shane to welcome our resource person and introduce him and take on the session. Srinivas Shane.
Thank you, Naveen sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So good morning to all the participants who have gathered here. So I am Mr. Srinivas Shane, Assistant Professor in the Department of Mechanical Engineering of Canara Engineering College. It's my privilege to introduce you all today's speaker, Dr. Sandesh B. Kamath. So Dr. Sandesh B. Kamath is an independent laboratory quality and innovation consultant. He has obtained his PhD in biotechnology from CFTRI Mysore, that is Central Food Technological Research Institute, and has undergone training by World Intellectual Property Organization WIPO and National Institute of Intellectual Property Management Nagpur. So he is working with chemical and biological labs to implement and maintain competence through ISO 17025-2017 NABL accreditation. He has been part of IPR related workshops at various academic institutes and MSME organizations like District Industrial Center and Canara Small Industry Association. Dr. Sandesh Kamath also has 13 paper presentations at conferences, 5 scientific publications in international journals, 2 book chapters, and 4 patents to his credit. So with this small introduction of our today's speaker, I would, on behalf of Canara Engineering College, I would like to thank Dr. Sandesh Kamath for giving us this talk on the 5th day of this FDP. And I would like to welcome Dr. Sandesh Kamath for this presentation. So without further delay, I would hand over the stage to Sandesh Kamath, sir. Sir, you can proceed with the presentation. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Good morning to all. It is my pleasure to be with this engineering college. I've been associated for last few years, and I understand the difficulties. This is my first maybe interaction or presentation through this Google Meet or in virtual mode. First of all, I congratulate the whole team who have worked hard to make this faculty development program in this manner, in this difficult time. Especially I thank the principal of this college, Dr. Ganesh B. Fibat, Dr. Krishna Prabhu, HOD of this mechanical engineering department, is also a coordinator of this FDP. The other coordinator, especially Mr. Naveen Kulal, who has been working day and night for this FDP. Okay, the topic for today is intellectual property toolkit for an innovator. I must admit I'm not an engineer by my training, but from the background of my learning or maybe during the research times and all, I've been associated with the intellectual property, specifically the patents and the copyright and such kind of things. So that is how I developed this interest in this area. And the scenario for this IPR is still, it is emerging in this country. It is the act, actually to speak strictly, the Patent Act, which was implemented in 2005, it was upgraded, I should say. It was amended in 2005 to match the World Trade Organization and such kind of business related issues. So now all the countries who are under the WTO, World Trade Organization, they are following the similar act or the identical act, so that the innovator worldwide gets a similar protection or the the same benchmark or same platform to work together to share his innovation or to make business, whatever you say. So I'll explain you about 3-4 different kinds of the IPR tools specifically, especially the copyright. It may be but slightly I'll put throw specific concentration. I'll put a focus on the design, patent and designs especially, which I understand for this particular seminar or the workshop, additive manufacturing. So that will be more useful. It's not that others are not useful, but it is you have to look which is useful for you as a academic person, academic expert. So Srinivas, can you put me the first slide? Yes, this is the first slide, is it?
Yes, sir. First slide.
So this, yes. So when we say it's an intellectual property, it is like a property. You can sell it, you can own it. It is a it's like a you are taking either a gold, you are investing in a gold, or you are buying a say site, something like that. It is a property. There it is a tangible property. There you can see, you can define it. You can say, okay, this is what the this much grams of gold I'm having, this much, whatever the wealth in terms of wealth, or maybe site. There are specifications. But for intangible assets like the creativity or the write-ups or whatever the properties through which have come up through your innovations or your creativity. Putting a boundary for them is very difficult. But even then, there are certain efforts, to define them, how it can be shared, how you can get a benefit out of them. So such efforts have been made. So it's called property. And it's a harvestable surplus, because when there is a property, whatever the property you say, so that should be useful for a society. And the state has to get a benefit out of that. So when we say in intellectual property rights, the government gives you a protection saying you disclose the patent, whatever the innovations you are having, we give you the protection. The same as we own the wealth, or we own the site, or we have the gold, we pay the tax for it. We pay the tax for a site or for a gold, whatever, any wealth we are having, that we pay the tax as the citizens of the country. So similar is the situation for the IPR. The government says you disclose your creativity, we give you the protection. So that is the main principle behind all the intellectual property schemes. And the next one, please. So whatever the creative aspects are there, that can be put together. Various, it could be gold, cash, home, physical property. That's what I mentioned. Could be literary work, computer software, images. They fall under different categories. Okay, let me clarify this. Everything it has come out of a human creation. It is human creation, or especially creativity. So this has to be converted into an intangible property, and you have to put under certain schemes. Next one. So when we say an IPR, it's a territorial right. When I say I have a gold, when I take that gold to another country, I have to pay tax again, maybe for that particular purpose. When may not be in a small quantity, but when I take it in a huge quantity, I have to pay tax. Or even if I bring some goods and all, then I have to pay tax, custom duty, and so on and so forth. So that's a territorial right. We call it intellectual property as territorial right. And if I have that, I can use it in that particular country. That is specific. And IPR is a negative right. It is not that I work on it and it's my right. No, it is not. It is a negative right. I prevent others from using my creative knowledge. But it can be sold. It can be acquired, this right, from one person to one, without affecting the owner and all. like you lease your property, you know, rent it, whatever you say, but it can be shared, or you give it for a certain period of time, and such kind of things you can do. Same as the other assets. So, but how you define it, how you make it, uh, um, that's crucial, and that's what we have to discuss today. Next slide, please. Okay. We have skipped one slide in between, maybe. Go back one step. Yes.
No, sir.
Uh,
After this slide, it is
next, please.
okay. This one.
Okay, yeah, please, yeah, stay, yes. This is this can be the property can be sold. You can transfer this know-how or grant the license when you want to set up a business. Any of this kind of sort, whichever we are discussing today. And when it is an asset, where you imagine one company has got say machinery, when the company shifts its location or it sells, automatically the machinery also gets sold to the other company. Similarly, this kind of intellectual property patent or whatever the IPR you are having, it is get transferred automatically, either license or transfer know-how. So everything gets transferred. So it is a very important aspect or asset. It's called property again. Okay, next. So the financial institutions, they value it. They value all these kind of properties in terms of a financial number, or you give what is the value of the maybe as a trademark or patent. They will give a weightage for IP rights. So even everywhere, either it is custom official or it is in the courts, also in the bank, everywhere it counts, because it cannot be measured. There is no physical, there may not be a physical, but they try to give a physical value when we sell it or when we buy it. Okay, next. There are a few types of properties, IPR, we can say in India. Especially the patent is one. Next is the trademark is one type of property. Then copyright, then plant breeder's right, then utility model or design, industrial design, we call it industrial design. GI, we call it a geographical indication, and trade secret. These are the all common almost in every countries. Some countries have specific acts for the utility model, which you can see below. Utility model or design, they have specific laws. Trade secret is not protected under any of the acts in India, actually, but everybody is free. Every business house is open for the trade secret. They can maintain it at their own risk. They can maintain, there is no harm. But the other things, patent, trademarks, copyrights, plant breeders act, GI, and design, these are all protected. There is a law. There is a specific law for every aspect which protects your intellectual property for certain period of time, as well as territory. Okay, next slide. First, we'll see about the trademark. I'll go through the trademark and copyright very briefly, so that I can focus more on patents and industrial design, which is more useful for this particular group. Trademark clearly identifies what the source, what you are talking about. It gives you credibility. When a person any product sees a trademark, it gives a credibility. Okay, he relates to a quality, and he understands. Okay, this is the quality which I am getting, and also it gives a owner to he can transfer that rights to the other person. If somebody wants to sell, he just gives you the right to use that particular trademark. Especially, it prevents the counterfeit goods. That means when you understand there are counterfeit products or some scrupulous activities going on, or some similar products coming, then the trademarks plays a very important role identifying, okay, this is what I want to buy to the customer. So it is especially for goods. If it is the product is not in trade, then it cannot be called as a trademark. This will not have any commercial value then. So it's a tradable commodity trademark it is, or it gives a even the purchaser a origin of goods from where it has come and all such kind of information. Of course, the quality, and you understand the quality belonging to a specific trademark are of the similar quality. He makes a decision based on that trademark. Registration is not compulsory; it's optional. But once it is optional, that means you can definitely one can prevent others from using this particular trademark. Okay, next one. If you have any questions, just stop me in between. I don't mind. Even at the end, you can ask. No issue, because I'll be trying to work with certain time. Okay. So these are the certain trademark which everyone knows. Looking at the number 1, immediately anyone can make out. The number B is exactly the Sony brand, and the A and C are not the one. Nobody has told us. See, this is the particular brand, and this is not the brand. Nobody has, just by our visual appearance we make it. This is exactly the mark, and we go for that particular product. It's just a visual. Okay, next one, please. Okay, so the main purpose of this particular trademark system is it gives a right decision-making tool for a customer. Just looking at the trademark, customer can choose the product. It helps to choose. Okay, this is what I want, and it is nothing but a certificate of origin of the goods. So when somebody says there is a some product, say Sony, they immediately understand it's not from Karnataka, or it is not from Mangaluru. Definitely they can say it has come from somewhere else, because they know from where it comes. Or maybe if it is an original it is from this particular place. It's a specific product which are sold in or manufactured in this place, and then they are sold in some other place. Then they can make it out. Okay, this is so this is a commercial certificate. The trademark itself is a commercial certificate. You need not give a separate certificate for that. Then prevents unjust enrichment. You don't claim, okay, this is some hi-fi product and this. No, the trademark itself will tell everything. You did not give again the enriched or commercial goodwill. It will not give any other goodwill, and that itself is representation for consumer, so that the goods bearing the same mark will be having the same quality. So then what is there for a person, the one who has registered this trademark? Then it says it gives a reputation or a extension. It is a social extension. Then he can prevent others from misusing the this kind of property. Next, please. Yeah, these are. It can be arbitrary. It has no meaning. Certain, see, example is ginger. It has no meaning at all. The ginger, what they are a group of hotel. They are nothing to do with the ginger. So it is arbitrary. This one. It could suggest you also red bus they have given. If you write the red bus in the Times New Roman and make it a bold and redbus.in, if you write in some font and make it bold and underline and all, you will not understand. But when you put it in the same logo, you understand. Okay, this is a logo. So it is just a suggestive. It says red bus is related to travel. It could descriptive also. Sleep well. There it has become a trademark. Various tradition trademark, everyone is well aware of this. Okay, it could be letter, it could be slogan, logo, anything, label, signature. Okay, next, please. Even the taste and scents, they could be the trademarks. Even yes.
I have a small question.
Please.
Can a signature be a trademark?
Yes, if it is no, it is popular. If you can make your signature popular, or if it is a tradable commodity, if you want to put it on a product, and that product with the name of your signature, if it can be traded, yes, definitely, then it is a trademark.
Yeah. So in this particular slide, we can see Tendulkar's signature there. So
Exactly. Yes.
that's why I
Exactly.
want to know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody. See, so tomorrow, if somebody wants to make, say, you are a additive manufacturer, and you want to make certain product, and on the pouch you want to put your signature, definitely that becomes and you want to sell that particular product as a this one, and in the pouch, outside pouch, you have your signature as the label. Then automatically it becomes a trademark. You need not register also. If it is popular, you need not register. Automatically you get a protection. Only thing is, without registration, you cannot prevent others from misusing it. Okay, so definitely you can use signature as a trademark. Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Next, yeah, this is the so certain products, food products, especially if you see Maggie and all. If this is non-visible, this is not traditional trademark. You see any chocolate you say it is you buy in the market. Throughout the country, the chocolate, the Cadbury chocolate or dairy milk will have a same taste and same scent or whatever it is. So that itself is a trademark for that particular company. Or it could be texture, or it could be moving images, color, certain. See, even the I shown you certain trademark. They with that specific color only they are we understand that is that particular product. So these are all non-traditional trademarks. Even they have got their own importance, but they are not registered in India. India non-traditional trademarks are not registrable, but they have got a specific value in the market. Okay, next one, please. Yes. So slogans can be registered. Taglines, I gave you registered. Anything can be registered as trademark taglines. So sound, smell, and the agarbatti. No, put the question mark there. Agarbatti smell and perfume, they are not registered. They can be shape of the bottle. Yes, definitely shape of the bottle as a trademark. You can make separate, and design I'll tell you later. Coca-Cola bottle, and that is a if that bottle itself give you a reminds you about the Coca-Cola bottle, then it is automatically trademark. So the duration for protection till it is abandoned, it is as long as the product is there in the market, or even after its life. Yes, maybe that product was not there for say 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Then again that product comes back. Then again that the trademark is valid, and yes, mm, it can be used further until it becomes generic. Becoming generic is another aspect. That means sometimes the people start using it for a as an alternate or a synonym. Say Xerox was a company, and Xerox, the name Xerox was a photo is a trademark of the company Xerox. The people started using the word Xerox as a synonym for the photocopying. We do not say get me a photocopy. We call it just give me a Xerox. So then until it becomes generic, then generic, once the name becomes or the trademark becomes generic, then it loses its property, it loses its value. The trademark loses its value. It should not be. It is a very bad position for the businessman who loses whose trademark becomes generic. Sometimes we have seen the toothpaste, the Colgate toothpaste. They call it good toothpaste. Or no, sorry, it's a good Colgate. Any toothpaste you call it, they call it a good Colgate. So the Colgate similarly it loses its trademark and it becomes generic. So this is how it gets no protection, and definitely it has to be fees has to be paid to trademark office if it is registered, and 10 years, or it can be any number of times. Go on register for every 10 years. So next, this is very they're all common. Just the way it is written, you understand this is a trademark, right? Okay. Next. Okay, this is the second type of tool, the IPR tool, which I'm talking about, is a copyright. My aim of this session is these two things. Why the copyright may not be specifically relevant to this group, but they should be in a position to distinguish between what is copyright and what is trademark and what is patent, at least. It is not that I've seen people who call even the patent innovation as a copyright, and the copyright as a patent, or trademark as a copyright. So using the words for one another. So this should not happen. Though you are not using this copyright for your health or for your career, at least the person should be in a position to identify what is copyright and what is trademark, at least, so that because you are in a faculty, tomorrow any students comes to you and ask you whether what category of IPR it falls. At least you should be in a position to tell, yes, this is not copyright, this is trademark, and this is not a patent, this is copyright. So then it will give you a leverage, to advance your career. Maybe that is the outcome. That's a very good outcome of this FDP, I believe. So whatever the writing work you do creatively, maybe if you write say in your career, maybe a book chapter, maybe a scientific publications. As a PhD, you are supposed to write a PhD thesis, maybe certain publications or a book chapter, whatever you are writing, everything falls under this copyright. It's a artistic work or a literary work. It could be a movies, it could be drama, songs, or some form which you can put it on a paper. If you say I have a very good publication, but I have not still written it, I have not put it on my computer, I have not typed it, it's still in my mind. No, then there is no point. You cannot claim a copyright for that. But if you put it down, you write it down on a paper and say this is maybe this is what I have written, then automatically the moment you have written it is your copyright. So registration is optional, and the duration is almost 60 years of the lifetime of even after 6 years thereafter, lifetime of the author and plus 60 years. So remember, if the student writes any thesis, dissertation thesis in his name, that is his particular copyright. And if you write anything, it is your copyright. If there is joint authors for any publication, that copyright is distributed among both the authors. And now the question comes, many students have, or even the public, they ask me whether sharing a publication or a PDF files over the emails or maybe in a WhatsApp and these things, whether it is a violation of copyright, is it correct or not? Many have seen they do not forward, or somebody forward too much. So the one who do not forward, they say this is a copyrighted material, so this should not be transferred. And some share too much because they feel, okay, whatever is there in the bookstore we cannot buy, so sharing is should be allowed. So both the ways it is not correct. The one who shares it for a purpose, that means for a personal use. See, the book, say you get a publication, one-page publication, then you are sharing it, saying, okay, this will be beneficial to some person. Then yes, you are using it for a personal benefit, definitely, I agree. If it is for a commercial purpose, say if it is commercial, you are selling a book over WhatsApp or email and you gain something out of it, then it is a violation of copyright. And also there is a critical thing is, if the book, the publisher of the book, what is his intention? That is a major crux there. If a book costs, say, 1,000 rupees, and we are sharing a book over WhatsApp and this one, and we may not sell or buy, or the person who has published it, he is going to lose the money. So publisher and the writer will decide whether it is it's a tradable commodity or not, because ultimately it is related to financials. So the one who shares it without knowing the copyright or the value of the that material, if he shares, then definitely the publisher can sue them, saying, okay, because of your sharing, I have lost my revenue. That is one aspect. And okay, he can claim I have shared it only to my relative or to only to one person. Then you can say, because sharing one to one, that may not, the publisher may not lose much. But sharing over as publicly or in a group and all, it is difficult. If even if no, the publisher, if he has published that particular book with the intention of making money, definitely he will sue you. If has no such intention, yes, definitely you can, though it is written as a copyright material, you can share it over the electronic medias and all. And until and unless you don't have intention of making money, when you say, okay, I'm sending it to 50%, every person should give me this much amount for sharing this particular, then it becomes your some returns. You are asking for some benefit in returns. So then it becomes a violation of copyright. So that is the purpose of this particular law. So registration is optional. It is not necessary. If you feel whatever you have written is having a monetary value, definitely you can share it, or you can think of registering it. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now we'll come to the one of the important aspects of this session today. So a new product or a process, when we develop a new product or process involving an inventive step, understand this inventive step, and it is capable of industrial applications. It should be a new product, or it could be an incremental. I'll explain this, what is new product, or the process. We are developing a certain process which involves an inventive step, and it should have an industrial application. This is very important. I have developed something new and it is used for nothing. No, I do not go for it. So next is the invention which solves a problem. And if you have solved a problem, you have made an invention. Just click next. This all falls under the patent. So it's a new product. You have done a invention. You have solved a problem. So then it is, you can go for patent. Okay, next. So I'll explain one by one. What can be patented? Incremental invention, if they are beneficial, one machine is already existing and you have done a minor change. Because of that minor change, what is that value a user will get or a manufacturer will get? So that is most important. It may be incremental for you. You can consider, I'll give you a 2-point rule. One is, maybe you have added incremental is say it's a 10% increment, 10% increment in the machine, maybe in the machine or whatever the product. But with that 10% increment, if the person buying has got say 50% benefit, or he has saved his time for 50% time he has saved because of your this incremental invention. Or maybe the person who is manufacturing, his cost has come down, say 25%, 30% or 40%. So such benefit are you giving through your 10% invention, your 10% increment or 20% increment? Whether such benefit are you deriving, are you giving them? So then definitely it can be patented. And your increment, let's say you are given a 5% increment and you are saving a 5% cost of the manufacturer, you are giving a 5% benefit to the customer, and I want to patent. Nobody's interested, because your costing itself is much more than your 5%. The costing for the patent itself is much more than the 5%. So there is no point in going ahead. So you have to balance between the incremental invention which you have done, as well as the benefit you are going to give out of your incremental invention. So then you can go for patent. So breakthrough invention, definitely you have saved the cost, you have made the equipment much cheaper, you have developed a process which will save a lot of inputs, lot of time, lot of energy, lot of skill and all. Yes, definitely they are all breakthrough invention. You can definitely go for patenting it. Next. Okay. So the grant with the patent is granted for a product or a process, or it could be both in a single invention. So you should have a product or process. Next, this patent will give you right to make it, use it, sell it, or import it, or whatever. See, importing is your own product. Maybe the product is in your own name. You have given license to somebody else and you have imported. So that means you are the owner. And since you have patented, it's not necessary that you utilize it. It is not that since you have a patent, you have to manufacture it, you have to sell it. No, it is nothing like that. If you are interested, you can sell it. It's your property. It is your decision whether you buy it, whether you use it, whether you sell it or not. It is your decision because you are a property owner. Number two, it gives them rights to exclude others. This is most important. This is the principle for all the other categories in IPR also. Making it, that means product you are preventing others from manufacturing this product, making this product. So it infringes your patent. Next, second one is using the product. Somebody else is using your product, you can prevent them. Somebody else is selling them, so you can prevent. Offering to sell, yes, definitely. If somebody is selling your own product to you, how you can sit quiet. Then importing, I've explained already. So term is 20 years, exactly 20 from the date of filing, and the patent is territorial right. Territorial right is specific to the country. If we have filed it in India, it is a territory. We can claim only the ownership in India. And the person from Sri Lanka, he can definitely, if we have not filed in Sri Lanka, the person in Sri Lanka is free to use our patent without any legal issues. If we have not filed in Sri Lanka, if we have filed only in India, any other countries are free if such patents are not registered in that particular country. So it's the same case for the person in Sri Lanka. If he has filed only in Sri Lanka, Indian person can definitely use it without any legal issues. Yes. Okay. Next. Yes. Okay. The concept is when we say filed a patent, it gives a encouragement. It facilitates development. It encourages the innovator to do more. That means he gets the recognition. He can improve the product. He can get the new product. So that is the principle of this whole concept, and it definitely grants a monopoly over the other inventions, and definitely competitors will first think whether I should work with this product or whether I should buy it or I should develop a separate competitor for this. So definitely it is a tool for a business. Yes, next. So how do I know whether I should go for a patent or why I should develop a product or whether my product is having this value or not? So first is we have to identify what is the state of art, whether there is a such problem, I'm going to solve a problem, whether there is a problem or whether it's already known, whether the solution is already known. Sometimes it happens, we develop something and after that we realize that, okay, much more advanced things is already there, are there in the market or somewhere else, somebody has already written. Or do I have a clear picture of what I'm going to solve? or whether the problem is only for me or everybody is facing the same problem. Or is it a consumable item? Is it a desirable? Whether if I patent, whether anybody is interested to buy this or whether to use it. Or is there a simple way to solve it? If it is a difficult way, is there a simple way which I can work around it? If most of these questions says yes, then definitely it is a patentable invention. So looking at my product, I can say, okay, definitely it is patentable or not. So one example is the reflector, bike reflector I'm giving. It is the maybe say 30, 40 years back it has been invented. Technical problem is there to enhance the visibility. But the problem was solved by just by adding a reflector. So what is the purpose? Just imagine a situation without a reflector and only with a certain light. The people will not be in a position to identify a vehicle there. So though nowadays it may look it's a very small incremental this one, but when it was invented, and even today people are using this reflector even in all the vehicles. So we understand what is the problem and what is the situation, how it has solved the problem. So just an example, what is the need and what the patent has given, or the invention has given to the world. So anyone who contributes to an invention is an inventor. It could be sole, 1%, 2%, 10, any number they can join. Preferably if the team is small, it's good. More the team, you understand the difficulties. Joint investors must have at least it's a direct contribution. It's not that you are only my guide and you have never spoken to me regarding the project and I want to be joint inventor. No, it is not necessary. If somebody has given you certain ideas, and yes, definitely you can include them as a joint inventor. Okay, next. Okay, what are patentables? If I have, is there a list of patents? People ask me, is there a list of patentable list? No, the Patent Act 2005 does not give a list of patentable items, but it gives a list of items which cannot be patented. They're not patentable. So I'll give you the list. Okay, non-patentable list is you have joined one or two pieces, existing pieces, and you have made something out of it which has got no use, or maybe it looks something odd, or with the prior art you can understand this is just a mixture of it, and anybody in the knowledge can do this. No, it is not so. So that cannot be patented. An invention which could be contrary to public order. That means if you are going to make a say virus. Now China has already done a virus, and everybody believes it is from China. So they have done an invention, and you want to get a patent for that, or say bomb, or which causes serious injuries or to the life, plant life, animal life, human life, then it is not patentable. And scientific principle or a formulation or some equation, if you develop abstract theory, it is not patentable. Discovery of any living thing, discovery may not be specific to here, but maybe in life science we come across, we develop certain plant breeds, and the plant breeding, right, it will come, but some microorganism, bacteria and all, it is a discovery. Even then it is not patentable. This is a very short list and it's not a complete list. Next. Non-patentable. Yes. Yes, next slide, please. Okay. There is already a product or a process. You just take out certain new properties and say, first this can be used for some other purposes. No, again, it is not patentable. If it is existing, if it is a new product, definitely you can patent it. plant and animals in whole, I told you, there is separate category for plants, not for animals. Mathematical equations, business methods, no, it cannot be patented. Uh, Algorithms, computer program can be protected under copyright, not under patents. A mere scheme of rule of methods, performing the mental art, or say abacus or some games, uh, these things, they are not patentable. So other than this, yeah, next please. Yeah, other than this, whatever you do, it is patentable. So the Patent Act gives you a non-patentable list, the items which cannot patent. Whatever is not listed in this particular this one list, non-patentable form, they call it a Section 3 of Patent Act. It is patentable. So there is no patentable item list. There is a non-patentable item list in the Act. So everything under sun is patentable if it is not in this list. Okay, criteria. How this is a checklist actually. And there is a huge checklist with examiners. Of course, this is a very preliminary and introductory talk I am giving. We call it a nonce test. Whether the product is new, novel, new requirement. Yes, you see, all the first three criteria it should meet. Definitely, the fourth I've already explained. Section 3 is the non-patentable list. The last bullet I'm talking about. The first three, novelty requirement. Yes, it should, the product or the process should be novel. Then it should be useful. Industrially, it should be useful. Then it is non-obviousness, and there is a inventive step you have added in this particular. I'll explain one by one. Go to next slide, please. Okay, understanding the novelty. How will you say it is novel or not? This product or the process is not claimed anywhere in the world. Claim should not be there anywhere in the world. Published worldwide, it is not published worldwide. It is not being used publicly before the date of filing, before filing a patent application. These are the important criteria. How you say it is novel. So these are the three criteria. If the product does not meet in this, does not fall under this category, examiner will say it is not a novel. Next slide. Of course, genuinely, it should be genuinely new. It's not been done or not been used before, nowhere it is published. We call it a prior art. Obviously, now the prior art is nothing but a Google search or any search engine. You search it and find out whether such publications are present or not. Nowhere in other source also, you come to the traditional knowledge, publication type, digital form, or poster presentation, oral presentation. So novelty should be on a worldwide basis in all sorts of digital and traditional systems. Yeah, next one. In any language, it should not be available in novelty. That whatever the claim we are doing for patent, it should not be available in any other language also. If I say I have invented something and tomorrow the China claims it is there in the Chinese literature, I cannot say I have not read China, I don't know Chinese, it is there. No, the patent will not be granted because they claim it is there in the literature. The similar case has happened with India. The turmeric case and the basmati case and such things. Turmeric, somebody in US, they claimed its properties and all, and we said it's there in Sanskrit, in Ayurveda and all. So India won the case. It is a similar case. So in any language, I'm talking about in format in any country of the world, so which has not been claimed in the complete specification. Definitely, it is if it is available within any local language. If it is specific to say specific language, maybe the people talking Tudu in this region, they are using for years or centuries together, and somebody wants to file a patent. No, definitely it will not stand in the process. Okay. So somebody say you have done an invention and you are with a very curious. This one you have done a presentation of your invention, and tomorrow you want to go to patent office and say I want to file. No, it is not possible, because though it is your invention, though it is novel, everything is public disclosure is not allowed. If it is already been disclosed publicly, then you can't patent it. So before filing a patent, you have to, before disclosure, you have to file a provisional patent and then go for disclosure of the invention. And the traditional knowledge I have already explained. The concept is if the public is known. So already yesterday you have given you have opened your invention to the public, and tomorrow you want to go to this one. The criteria is public already knows it. You have disclosed it yesterday, so why the patent should be granted today? So that is the logic behind that. Yeah, next slide, please. So certain exceptions to this particular rule. Learned society. See, tomorrow you have see, this workshop actually it's a learned society. We are no association of certain group or the academic institute specifically, and a known group, say 47. We have a list of 47 who have say 100 registrations for this FDP. We have presentation in this learned society. It's not a public gathering here today. So I have presented to certain association or this committee or specific committee. I have presented, say scientific principle. I presented to scientific committee, and tomorrow I want to go to patent office. Definitely yes, because that is not a public platform. So that is an exception for this rule. Then drug trials, these vaccines and all. Without the vaccine trials, it will take say 2 months first trial, 2-3 months, then another 2-3 months for second stage of trial. So without the trials, they cannot go for filing a patent. Without filing patent, they cannot do a trial. So which is egg comes first or chicken first situation. So again, this is an exception for rule for drug trials and all. You go ahead, and once you do the efficacy of the vaccines or drug, then you come back to us for filing patent. So that's the rule for patenting. Then displayed at government notified certain exhibition, if some poster exhibition for the specific, yes. Then pilot scale study is nothing but drug trial and all. Okay, within 12 months of such cases, it should be filed. The patent should be filed. Next slide, please. Okay, inventive step or the non-obviousness. The person who is skilled in art, if I say, I'll give you an example. Most of us belong to the mechanical engineering department, specifically engineering group. If somebody is there in this particular year, so he is working years together, and he will understand what is novel things in this particular field. So he will understand whether this will have economical significance or it has got no economic significance. So everything the person skilled in art will understand. You can call it a peers. So then it should be an inventive step to that particular group. If I'm from a life science or a chemical background, I cannot say what is new in the software today. So it does not make any sense. Similarly, the person who is there it's a vice versa again. So it is an inventive step or non-obviousness out of the patent which anyone can claim. Okay, this is what I have done, and this is my non-obvious step or inventive step. If such step are there, then you can go ahead for a patent. So this is one of the important criteria to what a patent examiner will look. That is an inventive step. Yeah, next slide, please. So how you can know whether it's in my whatever the product I have developed, processed, or whether it's inventive or not? Is there a long felt need for long? Many people will think in the same fraternity. Okay, the such things should come up. Some such product should be there. Something like that. Then you have developed the product is definitely then you can go ahead for patent. Unexpected effect. You have saved the cost. You have saved the time of the process or the product significantly. I told you it's not incremental. 10%, 5%. No, it's not. But significantly, if you have contributed, yes, it is giving an unexpected effect. And is it a failure of others? Many have tried, but you have succeeded at the end. So then you can patent it. Next. And definitely the peers, the person field are good in art, in the skilled in the art, they will say why this has not come to me, why this has not strike to me. So that is the non-obvious. There is a very good indicator saying non-obviousness, or you call it a novelty. So there's something, though it is a very incremental, it is an uncommon. They call it a common sense is very uncommon. That's what inspires common sense to do a very new things. Yeah, next slide, please. The person will understand. Just you take one component and add another component, and you will make some compositions, and together as a synergy it will give some effect. And the person who is there in the skilled in art, he will say it is obvious. It is not a non-obvious. It is not a novelty. So it is not. You will say it is obvious. So patent may not be granted for that. Yeah, next. Yes, the one who files the patent has to show it on the document that it solves a technical problem in a good way, in a surprising way, in an unexpected way. It's not necessary that you have to show previously there were certain things but if you write it, it's well and good. No hindsight. That means one person has developed a product, and once you see the product, then you decide, okay, this is how it works. Then you say, no, this is not the way. This is called hindsight. Just looking at before looking at the product, you are not aware that this product will work like this. But after looking at the product, you understood, okay, this is how it looks and this is how it works. And then you say, okay, this is all we were doing for last so many years and all. No, why you have not filed the patent? That's the first question. And that person who has developed, he will ask. Okay, that is called hindsight. No hindsight. So if there is a hindsight of thing, that is again, it is called non-obviousness, and you can go ahead. Definitely, you can go ahead for a patenting. Next slide, please. This is one of the excellent examples. Everyone knows, knew, at least not now, maybe say 10 years back, 10 or 15 years back, when there was no camera in the mobile. Everybody used the mobile as well as camera separately. Nobody has thought it, okay, it could be used together. But once the camera phones came in, everybody forgot this one. So invention A is one, invention B is one. A plus B, there was no prior art, nobody has thought of it. So it is patentable. So it is the same case, is principally it is the same. So this is one of the good examples how you can mix the things together in the way no one has thought. Okay, next slide, please. Person skilled in art. So this is a common example. Every day we understand. So, but certain things only the practitioners skilled in art, only the expert or only your colleagues can understand whether it is a common knowledge or it is a relevant step or it is a novel step. So whether it is relevant to that date or whether it is relevant to that particular field. So invention must be considered as whole. We cannot say, okay, camera is different and the mobile is different, and no, individual parts you cannot. maybe individual part you may find it common, but together the whole product is considered for patent. Okay, next one, please. Okay, this is one of the criteria which is important. Industry applicative, we have joined 2-3 things and we claim, okay, novel, it is non-obvious, yes, definitely. But at the end, whether it has got an industrial applicability or not, whether it is useful or not, whether somebody will use it in the industry or not, that is the question we should ask for ourselves. And if it is useful in the industry, definitely yes, it is patentable. Then it should give the same result every time. That's very important in the industry. If it is not giving the result same time, definitely nobody may be interested in that particular product. Next slide, please. Yeah, these are the specifications, which is how this just an example I've given. So some specification or specific product which we go for when filing the product. All these specifications should be filed and get a certificate. There's a rule 74 of patent rules. You get a certificate saying you have filed a patent with specific numbers and all. Okay, next slide. So again, the same principle. Why somebody should get why there should be a concept of patent first of all in first place. So this is disclosure theory. I told you the asset, whatever the asset we are having, we are paying tax. Similarly, inventor, you disclose something to the public and you get a protection for a specific period of time. So this is disclosure theory. That means it is open to the invention or whatever the patent document. It is available to the public. So this gives a benchmark for an innovations. Like today there is a some invention and tomorrow somebody wants to develop it. He will have a benchmark, okay, from where I should start, or this kind of things have already been done in this world. So that becomes his starting for the next generation innovator. So, but the original patent will be having its own validity, its own value. It's not that if you file another this one, he will lose the value, and there is nothing like that. The field is open for all sorts of business and improvements in the patent. Until the expiry of the patent, it becomes a monopoly of that particular person. Incentive theory, you give it is adding the fuel. Patents add a fuel to the fire of genius. So that's what they call. Yeah, every invention, we should remember this. Every invention improves the quality of life. We understand whatever the things we are using today, they have been patented in one or the other time, and they have improved life. It could be medical product, or it could be electronics product, or those certain things they have lost their patent validity and such things, but definitely they have improved the quality of our life. Maybe it could be in any field. Say it could be automobiles, or it could be food engineering, or any the name you name a field. There is a patent, and it has improved the quality of our life. So because of that patent, the person who is inventing that, he has got an encouragement, and he has done so many things, or the field is open. Anybody can invent, and he can contribute to improvement of quality of life. Okay, next slide. Yes, this already I have explained. Commercial working. For the protection, I explained. Next is provide the exclusive right. It is an exclusive right. I think you're going. Okay. Yeah, the last point is it accelerates the technological industrial development of the country. That is most important. The WTO or any country, the number of is the number of patents which are being filed. That is one of the checklist when the WTO or the World Bank says. And second thing is the number of patents which have been commercialized. That's most important, because if there is, assume there are 1,000 patents are being filed in a year. If say 1% or 10 patents are being commercialized, then that is a very significant number in this country, because the number of commercialization of patent is very less, or it's very less. So commercializable patents will have more values compared to just a patent, but it's only one step. Today you file the patent, and you do not know whether you get a customer tomorrow or somebody some other day. But having the patent is one step, selling is another. So it is a significant contribute for any engineer or a scientist to contribute in terms of a patent to accelerate the technological and industrial development. Yes, next slide. Yeah, click next. So after the patents, I'm coming to the industrial designs. This is the another tool. This, I believe, this is going to be very useful. According to my understanding, I'm not aware of much of the additive manufacturing, but whatever I believe, because I've seen many people working on designs and developing certain products and many products. And yesterday I was listening to one of the speakers in this FDP, Mr. Pandit, I think. Yeah, he was telling in 2014 this additive manufacturing has been started, but there is only 0.04% of contribution in the total market scenario. So I understand the potential. There is a huge potential behind the the 3D printing, and in the coming years, how every designer or every engineer can think about it. So I believe this industrial design is going to be very useful for this August team, this gathering. So industrial design is the only criteria how it looks to your eyes. Now you can see the 3 cups. So just looking to the T, we can make it out. The B, alphabet B is different from other two. And the B, the value, the product B. I'm not talking about the T. I'm talking about the shape of the cup, the color of the cup, and the saucer, cup and saucer. So that I'm talking. So that is a tradable commodity. You link this to any tradable commodity. You, in this particular slide, you can place any such products and you compare how it looks. That is the only criteria in industrial design registration required. That's the only criteria. It is not bothered which item, which material it is made up of. What function does it do? What is the purpose of that? No, it has got nothing to do with that. It's the only aesthetic feature which has derived from its visual appearance and not the functional feature. Industrial design registration is so simple. So every design which you have got, you are developing, you do not know whether it is having a good value tomorrow or not, but it has got a potential for registration. Because whatever looks good for you today, it may not look good today or tomorrow to somebody, or whatever may not look good today to you may have a significant commercial value tomorrow. So both possibilities are there. Please, next slide. So just you do your own survey that with your friends or colleagues or whatever the design you develop, whether it looks good, you just ask them whether it looks good. So that's the criteria. If say 5 or 10 say it looks good, without any second thought, you can go for registration, design registration. So in IP, design is the one which is not a trademark. I have told you trademark, property mark, artistic work, but it is an article in trade. I shown you the cup and saucer then it protects, only gives protection only the features like shape, configuration, patterns, ornament, composition. Okay, so that is one. Then, of course, it's only, it tells you about you how it looks to your eyes, whether it attracts your eyes or not. Next. Okay, these are all different examples. Every day to day. Next slide, please. Okay. I told you this is not, the design protection does not worry about what is the material it has been constructed, or whether it is working, whether it is a mechanical device, whether it is a electronic device. It is nothing to do. In the previous slide you have seen there is one tab. There is a tab and this one. This design decision does not require whether there is a battery inside it, whether there is a computer chip inside, or whether there is a speaker inside. No, it is not worried. It will give you registration even if you take it the outer case and take a printout and file a registration. It is possible because it is only about the looks, industrial design. And if you design a, say, a CAD design for a house or say gas fuel station, and say there will be parking, there will be automobile maintenance, there will be some other area, shops and all. No, this design is not for this, because this should be a tradable commodity, which you can put it in a shelf, or you can showcase it and you can sell it as a tradable commodity. Only then it is called an industrial design. Otherwise, the design of a gas station or a petrol pump, it is not a tradable article, so you cannot register it. Next slide, please. So, see, these are all the functional aspects of a machine or an equipment or tradable good. These are all functions. So this is not a design. These things, the department or the industrial design is no way worrying about this kind of things. So this is not a design. Next slide, please. Yes, this is one of the. This just I have downloaded certain things from the internet. Because you can understand what is this and all. The thing in pink on the right hand side is, I believe it's one of medical devices or something, which the FDA has gone ahead, or US FDA definitely. So if you look into this, many things, I believe as a layman, I say they are unique and they look good. And if you develop any certain this kind of items, just take a photograph of it from maybe 2-3 angles, or take a printout in a A4 sheet. Just go ahead for the registration if you feel it is important. So these are all. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, you should define it when you go for ahead for registration. You have to define it under which category you are going, which class you are going to file it. This is specifically important, whether it's food stuff, whether it's for clothing, or it's a travel good, it's a brush, where it's a furnishing household, where it is, which specific industry it is going to be useful. So this class you have to specify. That is most important, because see, the camera it could be there is a separate category for photography equipment, so there is one. Then household goods, it could be say, if I say a bottle, a drinking water bottle, or a kids bottle, the kids which they carry to school every day for drinking water purpose. That bottle is different from a Bisleri or the drinking water bottle, packaged drinking water bottle. So what happens is, we can show, if we show this as a practice, as a household goods, and the kids bottle as a household goods, and the other bottle, the drinking water bottle, it is a tradable commodity. It is developed. It is not, the purpose is not to store it at home. So though the bottle is same, or the name is the bottle, BOTTLE, the name is bottle, but the purpose and their class is different. So that innovator has to define it. So under which class it is falling. So next slide is. So there is a list of 32 items. That means 32 class. This class is according to the World International Property Organization. So they have made a class. It is international classification. You have to specify, because I understand under the 3D printing you can print all sorts of all class. Whatever you print, it belongs to all the 32 class. So it is very important. You have to define in the industry, in the application, which class it belongs to in the application. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, what is important? Why somebody should register this design? It provides a protection. First is, as I said, it is a property. Once you go for a filing or registration, then it is your property. It becomes your property, whether it is the three-dimensional shape or the configuration, the surface pattern, the combination of lines, colors, whatever you are applying. It becomes your property because of your creation or your creativity. You have done it, so it has to be registered. Number one. Then, if somebody else sees this in the market and wants to make use of, because making a similar product in the 3D, I don't know, must be no, you say it copying or whatever. It's much simpler if it looks same. So it prevents the imitation, and definitely it will increase the interest, for an innovator to develop new designs to attract new consumers. And registration is 15 years, 25 years, 2 terms of 10 years and 5 years, then, for continuation. Next slide, please. Okay, certain things I am giving from the, I'll give you in the next slide. There is a website address. IP India is this intellectual property office in India. Intellectual property office in India has given this guideline. This I have taken from their booklet. How I can file a industrial design. So first thing is we have to find out whether there is an registration already for the same product. So this fees is to search the existing art is 500 rupees. And if you want that the specimen or the printout, then another 500. So it is 1,000 rupees. This you can put it online. Second one, representation. Representation is just take a color printout on the A4 paper sheet, whatever the thing you want to file it. Maybe 2-3 different angles. That is the most important thing. Then identifying the class. I already shown you the 32 different class. You mention in the application which class it belongs to. Next slide. Then you have to claim what is that novelty, how your product is novel compared to the other product which are there already in the market, and how it is, visually it is different, as you have shown in the A4 side your printout. Then you have to include a disclaimer saying, does it contains any letters, any numerals, like some it's a trademark. Sometimes you say you have developed a drinking water bottle, and you have put some label on it, some alphabets you have put it on it. That alphabet should not be a trademark. So because whatever the color lines combinations, there should not be any alphabets in it. Color lines, yes, I agree. That forms a part of this design, but trademarks are separate. We have already, so they should not be clubbed together. So there should be a disclaimer claiming that there are no trademarks in the claim, because it does not belong to you. Maybe it belongs to you. It falls under the trademark category. And claim the priority date, from which date we are filing on particular date. Definitely, it may not be significant, because if it is only for some international client, maybe. Next slide, please. Determining the fees is 1,000 rupees. Office is in Kolkata. It's online everywhere now. It is no problem. Fees is 1,000 rupees for one particular registration to get a priority. Then everything is checked for all the attachments. Maybe they will examine. They'll take say 3 months, 4 months. Then after, in case there is objection, they will call you to clarify any questions. Then you provide anyway your question details, contact details, and receive that. Definitely they will. If it is feasible, then you get a grant for registration of design. So it is so simple that with the fees of rupees 1,000, say another 500 for this one, next with the you can get a registration for a design if it looks good to your eyes. Next slide. Yeah, this website address. Yeah, we have to remember every design, all designs are not registrable. That's what I told you. It should be, you have to look into what is the prior art, whether it is falling under the category I told you, trademark and such things, and very, very easy thing, to find out whether it is tradable or not, or whether what kind of design I can patent it. That you can do. Just you go to website. Please put the next slide, Srinivas. Also, I just gave in the website, the IP India website will lead you to another website called ipindiaservices.gov.in. This is giving most of the search engine. This is a search engine of the IP India. I just gave the word as a bottle, and I found this different size of. If you go to any mall, every fruit juice bottle is different. Every fruit juice bottle, it looks different, and the color is different, the shape is different. Just with a single. So just to go to this particular website, if you are going ahead, just give the keyword and say design search. And if it is not there, then the field is open. You can definitely file, or you can even pay another 500, and you can ask whether such product is there in the this one. And when you file it, your product will appear in this page. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, these are new generation geographical. Yeah, this is recently, maybe last 10-15 years. Patents and all these are there for last throughout the world. I'm talking about maybe last 60-70 years. But these geographical indicators have come up last 10-15 years, specific to certain geographies. You'll understand better in the next slide, maybe. Yeah, I finished that the designs and all. This is just to complete another 2-3 slides. I want to finish just. Yeah, these all the GIs, they are related to certain place. You can understand. You see this list. There is a Dharwad, there is a Sandur, there is a Badgi, there is a Ilkal. So Udupi. So it is related to certain places. So these things does not come under the trademark. These are not trademark. These are not copyright. These are not patent. These are all called geographical indicators. Please, the previous slide, please. Yeah, this is called geographical indicator. Geographical indicator is the goods which are available in certain specific geographical location. So please be clear when you say, I've seen people, they call it a Udupi Mattu or the Dharwad Peda is a patented one. Dharwad Peda is not a patented one. Dharwad Peda is a geographical indication. It is a kind of IP intellectual property, I agree. But the Peda itself Dharwad Peda itself is not a patented one. It has got a geographical indication, and this particular geographical indication can be filed by group of society, not by individual. If I say, okay, tomorrow maybe I develop a good say ice cream, and it is very popular in the Mangaluru, and I want to file it. No, I cannot file it because maybe it's a patent which I am developing as my process. Maybe it has got a trademark, whatever. If it is growing in this region, and if all the society, you understand the peda which is there in Dharwad, that is done by certain milk unions or somebody. So the union will get a protection rather than an individual. So that's the beauty of this geographical indicators. Yeah, next slide, please. there are certain plant variety. Yeah, next. Okay, yeah, plant authority. This is may not be so important. Plant variety, they are also and comes under the intellectual property rights. Yeah, next slide, please. Semiconductor chips. Yes, this is certain. Yeah, if it is original semiconductor and inherent distinctive and not commercially exploited, they can also be filed as a separate. This is a separate category. This does not come under the patents and all. These three are separate: GI, geographical indicators, then plant variety, and semiconductor. There are different categories which are emerging as a new segments under the intellectual property right. Yes, next slide, please. Yes. So I want to conclude maybe one or two slides now. Just a mutual understanding between for every IPR, whatever we are talking about, it is a understanding between the government and the inventor. The inventor says, I will disclose my invention, what you are going to give. The government will say, you disclose it, we'll give you protection for certain specific time. We'll see that the others will not infringe on it. So that is the mutual understanding. So it is a negative right, it prevents other from using it, and owner did not seek a permission. It is your own property. The owner can use it for himself, and it gives a limited monopoly granted to the owner of the invention for a specific term. Yeah, next slide. Yes, I have already explained how it recognizes the creative and innovative thought processes. Then new ideas will come up, new technology will come, new products will emerge. Mainly the knowledge-based industry. You understand better than me the knowledge industry. How yesterday I was telling about the aerospace industry. How it is emerging. It is endlessly it is striving for the innovation and improvement. Then the IP rights are the currencies, are the global currencies in the world trade, and it gives you a reasonable return on the R&D. It is a R&D investment. Then it gives the incentive to the inventors for bringing out the economic growth and social benefit. That's the ultimate goal. The inventors are contributing to the social benefit and as well as economic growth. So with that I conclude my session. I thank the whole team of Canara Engineering led by Dr. Ganesh Bhatt, Dr. B. Krishna Prabhu, and whole team, Mr. Naveen, and everybody for giving this opportunity. If any questions are there, please, I'll be happy to. Naveen, do I have time? Another 5-10 minutes if anybody questions.
Participants, if there are any questions, you can ask now.
Okay, if there are no questions, we'll conclude. Srinivas? Hello, Naveen, is there?
Yes, sir. I'm there, sir. I'm there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think there are no questions. Okay, I thank one and all for giving me this opportunity and being so patient for a last 1.5 hours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sandesh Kamath, sir, for being with us. And we look forward for your once again meeting in the college in real time. And I thank for being so gentle and for coming to this session. And thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Okay.